you've obviously been back and forth a lot now and experienced a lot of the country. I mean, how would you describe your relationship with the country? How has that changed between the first impressions and the first moments to what you've experienced Portugal today?
So I came back a lot to Portugal, mostly for work, and I shot a lot of surfing around there when um, when surfing started to really kick in Europe. I would say sometime around 2005, 2007.
Yeah.
At that time, Thiago PLS just qualified for the World Surf Tour, and I had a contract with Quicksilver,
Okay.
so which became at some point in 2010 his main sponsor. So I ended up like coming back more regularly starting 2010 and spending more time with him. Thanks to him, I also visited Madeira for
Oh,
the
wow.
first time, and
Yeah.
we went back there like a few times. And then Nazaré rocks up on the
Yeah.
forecast. I mean, it
Th-
was already
th-
forecasted.
Thanks, Mr. McNamara. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Magna. I actually went to Nazaré for the first time in 2006 with Thiago and Jose Gregorio, and and I had a crazy experience over there. It was like super scary. I had no idea what I was doing in the water with them,
You were
and
surfing?
nah, I was on a jet ski trying to film from a jet ski,
Okay.
and I had some experience at that time, but like I wasn't Nazaré ready at all. I would have never imagined. More than like 10 years later, I would be living in Nazaré for 5 years pretty much.
Amazing. I mean, take us back to that experience being on the jet ski. Did you think that those could be surfed? Did you think that that would happen?
Wow. So to be honest, that was the beginning of tow-in surfing in Europe. When you tow in, basically you're assisted by a jet ski.
Yeah.
So you're at the rope.
Because
Uh,
tow-in surfing initially was not a thing. It was kind of frowned upon, right? It was
it,
something that you didn't do.
it was developed mostly by Laird Hamilton and all the PI crew in Maui, but that was not common in Europe. And
Mm.
then at some point, a few Brazilian surfers, including Ramon Laureano, starting to in because they had experience, they learned from the Hawaiian, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the European surfer like got together go with so Jose, Thiago, some French guy who spent years and years in Hawaii. I mean, if not decades, Michel Laronde and Vincent Lartisien. So basically, I would say 2005, 2006 was definitely the moment Towin kicked in Europe. And we were traveling all over the coastline, Spain, France, of course, Portugal.
Mm.
And at some point, Jose Gregorio told us there's some giant wave in Nazaré because he's from Fine Ice originally. His family still live in Fine Ice, so he used to those waves. And we had a couple jet ski, like really basic and not powerful jet ski at all. So he told us we should give it a go, and we did. I remember my assignment or my mission, if I may say, was to capture those waves, but also to help them when it comes to rescue and safety if there was an issue. And after the first wave, I told them, "There's no way I'm gonna drive to the inside. This place is like way too dangerous
Yeah.
compared to all the spots I used to be in France or in Spain. Yeah, it seemed like total madness, to be honest. To, to be very transparent with you, I think when we came back to the harbor, I told them, okay, my first and last time ever, I will never ever come back. And it was winter time, so everything was closed in town. There was no way to find food. The, the vibe at the harbor was like way different than what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
People were looking at us with our French plate and the jet skis, kind of wondering what we were doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a total different vibe, but a good learning experience. Sure.
Okay. So you got out the water. You said, I'm never going back in there. And now you've been back in there a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I probably said something like that. First and last time ever. I was picturing myself way more comfortable being in Ericeira or around Cascais or area like this. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this place is like way too rough for me. I got a bird.
Yeah. Yeah.